All right, and welcome back, guys. And this is one of my favorite series from Cold War, and we can actually continue this series now onto Vanguard with the introduction of the brand new Tomb of Rituals. So yes, we are going to be doing a tier 5 review, something I have not said in a very long time here in Vanguard, and we're able to do that for each and every one of these artifacts here. And we're going to start off with the Ring of Fire, because you guys know back in Cold War, Ring of Fire was the best for grinding camos, going to high rounds. Ring of Fire was just insanely good. And when this game launched, when Vanguard launched, Ring of Fire was probably the single worst artifact. It pretty much did nothing, but you can now upgrade this all the way to tier 5, and we're going to explain exactly how that works and all that stuff once we go ahead and load into game. I got to give a huge thanks to my friends over at OperaGX for sponsoring this video. Make sure to go in the description below and click my link to download free today. OperaGX lets you take control of your web browser with GX Control. This gives you full access to the amount of RAM and CPU usage it can use. That way it leaves you more power for your games when you're using tons and tons of tabs. It also has a network limiter so you can control the bandwidth of the browser to get extra performance in game. OperaGX also keeps you more connected than ever with Twitch and Discord integrations built right into the sidebar. This allows you to keep track of all of your social media notifications. Now, hands down, my favorite part of OperaGX is the GX Corner. This allows you to see up and coming game releases, amazing deals on games, or even sometimes free games that if you go ahead and click them, you can get them completely for free. OperaGX also has a forced dark mode option, so you can completely forget about that white flashy background. And now, given all those reasons we just listed, CPU/RAM control, network control, social media sidebar, GX Corner, forced dark mode, and more, is why you should definitely go ahead and download OperaGX free using the link in the description below. Once again, got to give a huge thanks to OperaGX for sponsoring this video. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, punch that guy twice. Now, before we start talking about exactly the Ring of Fire tiers and how it's upgraded and reviewing it, we need to talk about how you upgrade it, because it is quite a bit different than Cold War. So yes, there is tier 1 through 5 for all of the field upgrades now, kind of like how the perks have tiers 1 through 4, you kind of activate it in game. However, the perks I wasn't a huge fan of, because the perk tier system is very bland and honestly shouldn't exist, because all it does is make the perks slightly better each time. There's actually no different abilities. This is completely different. This works a lot more like Cold War. You do have to upgrade it in game, but each different tier does something different. It's not just a static change each time with like a simple different variable change. Each upgrade actually does something different, and it tells you what it does as you unlock it. So once you complete your first objective, the same hearts that you would use for the Altar of Covenants, you can now come over here, and on early rounds, you pretty much only want to upgrade your field upgrade, because the Covenants for like round 1 through 3, you're only going to be getting blue common ones anyway. So come over here instead, and the animation looks sick. It opens the book, got the writing on it, Tomb of Rituals. So we can come up here and get Ring of Fire level 2. Normal enemies take consistent fire damage while inside Ring of Fire. So this is bringing Ring of Fire a little bit closer to the Cold War Ring of Fire we love and know, where enemies inside of the Ring of Fire are constantly taking damage. So let's go ahead and do the splits objective, check it out, and then once we beat this, we'll be able to upgrade Ring of Fire once again until all the way we get it up to tier 5, which I am definitely excited to try that one out. All right, here we go, Ring of Fire. Let's go ahead and activate it. So now you can see zombies, when they enter the Ring of Fire, are slowly going to take damage. This isn't the biggest tier upgrade ever. Honestly, this is not super helpful, but this allows us to get to the next tier, which is way more exciting. And now as we return to Stalingrad, we can go ahead, go back up to the Tomb of Rituals. We can now upgrade to Ring of Fire tier 3, and this is probably the best one. While in the ring, ammo is taken from your stock rather than your magazine, and this was the biggest feature of Ring of Fire for me back in Cold War, being able to continuously shoot your weapon, not having to worry about reloading. One was amazing for camo grinding and going to high round, just continuously spamming your weapon. So we definitely need to go ahead, build back up Ring of Fire, and try this out one more time with this. And I think this is probably the best tier upgrade for Ring of Fire. And here we go, Ring of Fire. Let's test it out. And it is so sweet with shotguns. Look at that. Just continuously spamming. Here on lower rounds, this obviously isn't going to be super helpful, but as we get to higher and higher rounds, especially if we go to round based, having a shotgun that we can indefinitely shoot just as we have Ring of Fire is super helpful. And one thing that's really weird about this game that we didn't see in Cold War, you're actually able to charge Ring of Fire while in your own Ring of Fire. So if you get enough kills while in Ring of Fire, you'll have it ready to go again, and I'll show you guys that once we get into the Tomb of or once we get into the Void on higher rounds, you'll notice that, oh, we used Ring of Fire and we got like 90% of it back. So it's not like Cold War. As soon as you called in Ring of Fire, even if you were in a teammate's Ring of Fire in Cold War, you were not able to charge it back, but you can just use it to continuously get it over and over again. But let me grind to higher rounds as we do that. But while I'm doing that, if you're new here and want to sub, I would greatly appreciate that. And on top of that, I gotta give a massive thanks to everyone who's gonna like, comment, and watch this video in its entirety, as those 3 things massively help me and my channel out, especially with the way Vanguard's going. So I appreciate you guys sticking around, still watching the Vanguard content, even though I know a lot of us aren't really actively playing this game right now. All right, let's go ahead, Pack-a-Punch our weapon, get that Pack-a-Punch camo, and let's go ahead, upgrade to tier 4. Duration increases the longer the player is inside the Ring of Fire. So honestly, we're not going to even test this out. We're going to go ahead and wait till we get the next tier on top of this, and then we'll see how long it lasts. But this was another thing we saw. Actually, you know what? We'll go ahead and test it out right now. So we stand inside of it. Let's see exactly how long we stayed compared to normal. I know in Cold War I got side-by-side footage, but we're not going to do that for this one. We're just going to see how long if you stay inside the duration the entire time and see if it's a noticeable difference. I know in Cold War, I think it increased it by 8 seconds, which it only lasted for around 10 seconds. So that was a pretty big increase. And I mean, Ring of Fire seems to be lasting a lot longer. I mean, that right there is definitely improvement, and it's going to help you out, especially when going to higher rounds. It's just kind of boring to test. I mean, seeing it last longer isn't the most exciting thing, but it is still an upgrade tier that is pretty cool nonetheless. And last but not least, the tier 5 ability, boost damage increase the longer the player is inside the Ring of Fire. So now as you're staying in Ring of Fire, you're going to be doing more and more damage, and we're going to test that out. But I'm going to go ahead and grind to a little bit of a higher round so we can get a little bit of a better overview, because right now the shotgun's still one-hitting zombies, and I think that's this ability is gonna probably be best for killing the gunner guys, you know, the things with a lot of additional health, being able to stay in there a little bit longer with a shotgun, one-hitting them. So yeah, from this point I'm gonna grind, get to a fairly high round, and then we're gonna test out Ring of Fire tier 5 in the Void or the round-based mode, whatever you want to call it. But I gotta get there first. All right, here we are, round 28, fully maxed out, all our perks, maxed out our weapon. It is time to test out Ring of Fire tier 5, and yeah, this spot is actually really good with it. As you can see, we got Ring of Fire, and if we continue to just keep shooting the zombies, we're gonna put it back up. But I also got this because we're working on getting this gold. But look, we're pretty much gonna charge the entirety of Ring of Fire just sitting here killing it, and that to me is one of the biggest improvements of Ring of Fire since Cold War. You couldn't do that in Cold War. As soon as you started using Ring of Fire, you weren't going to get any sort of credit for it. But yeah, Ring of Fire is back, and it is, in my opinion, probably my favorite field upgrade in the game right now. I haven't tested out the other ones. Obviously, if you guys like this, we'll do the tier 5 review for I don't even remember the other ones. There's Frost Blast, which I've actually used that one a little bit. Frost Blast is really good. Then there's Aether Shroud. And then for the life of me, I cannot remember what the third one is. Oh, Energy Mine. Yes. Oh, tier 5 Energy Mine, because Energy Mine was so great in Cold War. I would absolutely love to see how it performs in this game. But there we go. Ring of Fire again. We've already gotten it multiple times since this video started. I'm not going to use it now. I'm going to wait till the beginning of the next round. And yeah, that's how high rounding is done in this. Essentially, just continuously spamming Ring of Fire. It is amazing for getting the rocket launcher's gold. One of the zombies dropped this as I killed it. And I've got pretty much all of the challenges except for, I think, the Shrum Killers, whatever, the guys with the guns, as we've just been sitting here with the Ring of Fire, and it is fantastic. I think out of all of the updates for this game that they have done so far, this is the only update that has actually been an improvement. They have done a lot of things to Vanguard Zombies, but so far, most of the updates they've done have actually been negatives on this game. But this Tomb of Rituals is the first actual improvement they have made since launch, and I am very happy with it. I kind of wish they would go back and do like they have for the Tomb of Rituals and do that for the perks. I would love to be able to upgrade the perks for additional abilities, kind of like you were able to in Cold War. And even if it's in game, I don't want to I like to be able to do it outside of the game, obviously with tier upgrades. But I think this Sacrificial Hearts, doing it in game, is a good middle ground. Being able to upgrade this adds more replayability, and I love, as soon as I finish an objective, I'm like, all right, let's go to the Tomb of Rituals, let's upgrade our Ring of Fire, let's finally get that bottomless clip. I don't know, and I really would love to see them to do this, to overhaul the perk system like this, to overhaul the what is it called, the Ark of, like, the Covenant crap. I would love to see all of that stuff get a rework with this new kind of upgrading it as you go. Like, if you could buy Bloodlust on tier 1, if you could use the hearts to, instead of buying a new Covenant, to be able to upgrade the Covenant to the next tier at some sort of upgrade station, would be fantastic. And this, to me, is the very first step in the right direction for Vanguard Zombies. This is the first thing that they have added that is an improvement, not a downgrade. So far, all the other updates have been kind of negatives towards the game. But I'm excited for this. I'm excited, and I would love to see more stuff like this in the future. Definitely let me guys know if you have been playing since this new upgrade, how you like it. What is your favorite field upgrade? I haven't tested them all out, but if you guys like this video and want to see more, I will probably end up doing it for... I definitely want to test out Energy Mine, because Energy Mine has been kind of a meme thing ever since Cold War, because Cold War, yeah, even with tier 5 Energy Mine, it didn't get much improved. Oh, there's 12 of them, so if we could just get 8 more, we'd actually get this entire thing, Dark Aether, in one game just by spamming it. But this is actually kind of fun. Like, I like sitting here with a ring. Like, this is what I did in Cold War. I love sitting in one area, just kind of blasting zombies, watching YouTube videos, and this is the most enjoyable part of Vanguard Zombies. All of these things that we're doing right here was added in the last update, and it's definitely worth giving a shot. But with that, guys, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Let me know what you want the next tier 5 to review to be, which field upgrade you want it to be. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Oh, hey there. Thank you for watching the entire video. I've got to take this last moment here to give a huge thanks to everyone who became a Twitch sub or a YouTube member, and an extra special thanks to those who have taken above and beyond and became an Unlock Plus Plus member on YouTube. We've got the 2x Trader Purple. We've got the most OP Gobblegum ever, Round Robin. We have the hero Arrow Pharaoh, and then we've got the absolute legend Peyton Perkins. Once again, got to get a huge thanks to all of them for becoming Unlock Plus Plus members here on YouTube.